Note to learner: this video provides content that will be hosted on the Ginnie Mae LMS in the near future. In this video, you will not be able to interact with screen content to include selecting pop-ups, launching resource hyperlinks, and answering knowledge check questions. Nonetheless, you will be presented with all of the content presented in the interactive e-learning training. Though the audio narration may request that you select items or buttons on the screen, please pause the video to read the content and then select play to continue with the video. When the video advances to a knowledge check, please pause the video and try to answer the question in your head. Select play to see the correct answer or answers to the question. Welcome to RFS Exception Feedback. The purpose of this training is to present the Reporting and Feedback System RFS Exception Feedback functionality. This includes the common exception messages and summarization alerts. It also includes severity levels, timeframes for clearing alerts and edits, and steps to retrieve and download the exceptions feedback file. Select objectives to learn what you will be able to do by the end of this module. Select Next to continue when you are ready. Let's take a moment to examine the reporting workflow to understand when the exception feedback comes into the process. At the beginning of the period, data is reported to RFS from online data entry, file upload, or via Secure File Transfer Protocol, SFTP upload. Then, you are able to view the functional acknowledgement. Next, view exception feedback. If exceptions are found, view or download the exception feedback. Then analyze the exceptions and any data problems. After making corrections, repeat the process previously discussed. If there are no exceptions, view the pool loan and loan liquidation as applicable. You can view or download the exception feedback afterwards. Finally, monthly reporting and certification is complete, though there may be additional processes that issuers still need to review through the month. Select Next to continue. You may recall from the basics of RFS training that there is a three-step process for RFS edits. First, file upload and RFS edit results. Second, summarize pool and loan data and RFS edit results. And lastly, review exceptions. Importantly, the summarization process occurs automatically when the issuer has reported 90% of the pool and loan data. 90% automatically starts RFS processing and analyzing the reported data to determine whether there are errors based on Ginnie Mae business rules. Next, we will explore Step 3, Review Exceptions, to understand how these exceptions are determined and reported, and when summarization alerts are issued. Select Summarization to recall the important calculations performed by RFS and found on the RFS Exception Feedback Summary screen. Select Next to continue. MBS Guide Appendix 6-19, RFS Issuer Monthly Report of Pool and Loan Data, found in Resources, provides the detailed specifications for the Pool, P, Loan, L, Sensitive Loan, S, and Various Loan, V, records. Each field in these records has instructions for its exception messages. Each of those exception messages is represented with a severity level that we will discuss in the next topic. Select the Pool Record and Loan Record buttons to review the first two fields of the P record and L record. Select Next to continue. Notice that some P record exception messages are italicized. Italicized exception messages result from inconsistencies between pool and loan level reporting. Summarization alerts are italicized in Appendix 6-19 and only appear in RFS once 90% of the issuer's data is reported. Let's examine the E-RFS 111 exception. This E-level severity message states that there is no activity reported for the current reporting period. This means the pool is missing. This exception would display on the pool screen in RFS and would appear on the exception download CSV file. To correct the E-RFS 111 exception, a file could be uploaded that includes the missing pool record, or the pool data can be manually entered into RFS on the pool screen. Select Next to continue. Now, check your understanding. Select Pool Record Field 3 for a description. There are 5 severity levels associated with exception messages. Every exception message begins with the letter representing the severity level. They are Error, E, Critical, C, High, H, Medium, M, and Low, L. Let's examine their descriptions. E signifies a record that cannot be processed. For example, this could refer to a record that did not load in RFS. C is an exception related to remittance and/or disclosure data. H refers to exceptions related to pool reporting and/or loan reporting data. M signifies exceptions related to loan matching and/or suspense. And L exceptions can occur on any reporting of pool, loan, sensitive, or various records. Select each icon to learn more about their descriptions and the time frame for the issuer to make the correction. Select Next to continue when you are ready. Now try this knowledge check. To access exception feedback, take the following steps. First, log into My Ginnie Mae. Second, select Tools at the top right of the interface. Third, select PA/EF, Pool Accounting Exception Feedback, from the drop-down menu. Fourth, select the RFS tab on the ribbon. And lastly, select Exception Feedback from the drop-down menu. Select Next to continue. Use the tabbed links to navigate to the major functional areas of exception feedback, including Home, Summary, Exceptions, and Download. Select each button to learn the purpose and general content of each major functional area. Select Next to continue. Selecting the Summary tab shows the pool and loan level information that has been accepted from file upload or manual entry for the current month. This screen presents a snapshot of the monthly reporting activity and total number of outstanding exceptions. The drop-down box will display the current month report period and 17 months of prior data. Note, however, that you may only update the current month data. If you are missing current data, this is where you would find a difference in the reported versus the expected loans and pools. Remember, this is one of the important calculations performed by RFS. Select Next to continue. Below the reporting period, the last file submission date and last pool summarization date are provided. Importantly, notice that there are 23 outstanding pool exceptions and 11 outstanding loan exceptions. On this particular issuer, note the following. There are 38 reported loans and 42 expected loans. Therefore, this issuer is missing 4 loans. There are 41 reported pools and 42 expected pools on the bottom half of the screen. Therefore, this issuer is missing 1 pool. Select Next to continue. The Exceptions tab presents the Alert List screen, which displays the outstanding exceptions sorted by severity. If you were missing pools and loans, this is where you would see the count of the missing RFS 111 pool exceptions. On this example, there is one missing RFS 111 pool exception. There are 3 missing RFS 204 exceptions. Recall from the summary screen there were 4 loans missing. This exception feedback screen only shows 3 missing loans. This difference in the missing loan count occurs when the pool has not been reported. Once the pool is reported, the RFS 204 exception will generate. Also, this particular issuer has other outstanding exceptions which will still need to be addressed. Select Next to continue. The download screen provides ability to access the following. Download exceptions. The subservicer has the ability to download all issuers in one file. Download liquidations. You may choose to download 1 month or several months. Download RFS Summary screen. And download all 11 710-As. Note that the download list of all RFS exceptions will provide a list of all possible exceptions. Select Next to continue. There are 2 ways to receive your pool and loan level exceptions. In either method, you will navigate to the RFS Exception Feedback screen. In the online method, issuers select the Exceptions tab and then select the blue link to view the list. Select Next to continue. In the Download method, issuers take the following steps. First, select the Download tab. Second, select the Download Exceptions link. Third, select a dataset type to download from the 8 options. And lastly, select the Download button at the bottom of the screen. Select Next to continue. Notice on the right of the screen, there is a Download Subserviced Issuers checkbox. This allows a subservicer to download exceptions in a single report for all issuers for which there is an active HUD 11707 form. Once you select the Download button, the instructions display with a link to Download Exceptions CSV file. There are several ways to download the file. You may left-click the link and select Save Target As, or you may right-click and select Open Link in New Window. Select each folder tab to review the steps for the third option. Select Next when you are finished. Now try this knowledge check. The goal of this training module was to provide you with a fundamental understanding of the Reporting and Feedback System, RFS, exception feedback. This included the common exceptions messages and summarization alerts. It also covered severity levels and timeframes for clearing alerts and edits. And finally, it included the steps to retrieve and download the exceptions feedback file. You explored the MBS Guide, Appendix 6-19, found in Resources, to understand the common exception messages for each record field. You also learned that summarization alerts provide italicized exception messages that result from inconsistencies between pool and loan level reporting. Next, you learned how the error, critical, high, medium, and low severity levels relate to the exception messages. You also learned the subsequent timeframes for correction of those exceptions. You found that the error and critical severity levels must be corrected by close of business on the 2nd or 4th business days. You found that the high, medium, and low severity levels should be cleared by the 10th business day. Finally, you examined the RFS exception feedback screens to understand how to access the Summary, Exceptions, and Download tabs and what information they provide. You also learned how to retrieve exception feedback files from the RFS. You should now be able to do the following: define common exceptions messages and summarization alerts. Distinguish the severity levels and timeframes for RFS exceptions. Finally, list steps to retrieve and download the exceptions feedback file. This concludes the training. You may use the exit button to leave this presentation at this time.